Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart. In this weekend update video, we're going to focus on gold and the gold miners. So we're going to take a look at GLD on a daily and weekly charts, GDX, the gold miner ETF on the daily and weekly, and then the GDXJ, the gold miners, the junior gold miners ETF. So stay tuned. Okay, we're going to start off here with the weekly chart of GLD, which is the gold ETF. Now, let me go to a little bit bigger picture. If you have not been, I talk about this every week with my insider members. This is the peak back in 2011, and this is the low that occurred in 2015. Now, there was a 5-wave sequence in this move down, and therefore what we are looking for right now is a corrective move. Now, what I was really looking for was a zigzag like this. Okay, to come up in here. Now, if it's a zigzag, I was looking for a 50% to 79% retracement. This level right here is 50% of this entire move, okay? Well, we haven't gotten that far yet. So far, we've just gotten shy of 38%. So this is the 38 to 50%, and this is typically the type of percentage retracement that occurs if you have a triangular type of corrective move, corrective activity. All right, so let me erase that just to make it a little bit clearer. So right now, I've got this labeled as we've got this 5-wave move down A, and then looking at W, W, X, and Y, okay? So that's why I labeled it W. Now, the thing that's giving me pause is this activity right in here. We'll look at the daily chart in a minute. Right now, I would like to have seen this be a little more impulsive, a little more of a 3-wave move like this, and this seems to be stalling out a little bit. I've got this as an alternate B because we actually could, we may have already achieved the minimum. And usually, here's the other thing I'm thinking about is that this could be turning into a triangle and therefore not go very much above 38% or not go any higher than this as it is. And a lot of times your corrective moves will correct to the level of the previous 4th wave. Well, where is that? That's right in here. This triangle that occurred in wave 4, okay? So we are right in the middle of that, okay, in terms of where the height of what happened in the move up into mid-2016, okay? So that's the current picture. So the real test is what is happening here. Are we morphing into a 3, 3, 3, something else and developing into a triangular type of corrective activity? But, the longer term picture is that I'm expecting this and either sideways and then down, or this, like this, and then down, but ultimately out into the future, and it's just a matter of how long does this take to go through the whole corrective move. I'm anticipating that we are going to take out this low, which means gold will probably be going, the lows that were achieved right in here is around what, I can't remember exactly, 1100, something like that. So, 1 week, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month at a time. So right now, let's take a look at the daily chart and see how GLD looks on the daily chart. And there we go. And so this is what's been going on. This choppiness has been happening. This is the picture really since the first of the year. It's been trending up, but we had this really funky type of overlapping pattern in the middle. I thought it was a complex corrective type B. That's the way I've still got it labeled. But if this continues, if GLD continues to pull down and gets below this low here, 119.78, I'm going to be really concerned that we are starting to break down, okay? And let me draw just a little trend line in here. This is a trend line of the entire move. And if we get below this point, and especially break that trend line, then going to be very concerned. All right, let's take a look at the gold miners and let's see what they're doing. All right, so here's the picture on the gold miners. So here's the move down from up here in 2011. And you can see it had a series of breakdowns back here in 2014, 2015. Well, we could be getting the same thing again right here. After getting a very nice strong move, we could be getting ready for another possible breakdown similar to what we had here. The bullish case would say, look, we punched to a new high. We punched to highs well above some of the previous peaks in the move down, and therefore, maybe what we're really doing is, first thrust up, second thrust down, and maybe what we've got is an ascending triangle, and we break out and go this way and punch to a new high. That's a real possibility. Right now, as you start to get this kind of consolidative type of activity, it creates a lot of doubt and uncertainty, and especially the way it closed this week, pulling back down, down 61 cents and pulling back below the trading of the entire range of the previous week. Let's take a look at the daily chart and see if it's telling us anything different. The gold miners. Well, I remember this now. This is everything. This is the trading for this year, okay? So where did I draw this line? Right here is the close of January 5th. Now, that was the third trading day of the year, of this year, okay? $23.20 is where it closed. It closed Friday at $23.23, up 3 cents for this entire period. So all the miners have done is just vacillate back and forth within this range. So I've labeled this range for all intents and purposes. Really, it's about 21 to 25.5. I put the dotted line at the close here and at this lowest close here. We get a breakout one way or the other, then it's probably going to move the distance of the entire range. But right now, there's, really uncertain as to which way this is going to go. And we just have to sit back and watch. Really that's the picture that the miners are portraying for us. Let's take a look at the junior gold miners. And here's the picture is a little bit different. Here's the consolidation going on. Remember on GDX, it was kind of, you could draw a horizontal line. This is more of a symmetrical line, pattern that's created in here. That doesn't, when you have a symmetrical pattern like this, you can break either way out of that pattern, okay? But many times you break out the direction that you were going in as you came into that pattern, which would, in this case, mean we had a move like this, and then we create this pattern, and then we get another move down like that. So, now all of a sudden you're looking at this and saying, well, okay, that's a little bit, that type of thing is a little bit different than what you just described on GDX, and that's true. And I think right now what you have to do is look at and say, okay, what is this telling us on the price action, which is the most important thing. Let me go back to my mouse. And, you could see we closed down here $1.35 on GDXJ this week. Let me make sure I got the weekly. We do. We almost closed below this low 2 weeks ago, 33.22, very close. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Here we go. Now here's that big triangular pattern, okay, that I just showed you on the weekly. One clue that we've got is this trend line from the May low was broken this week. So that may be an indication that we are indeed heading south and heading towards the lower end of this symmetrical triangle and getting ready to break down to the downside here. And of course, if that's the case, that would lead me to believe that then maybe the gold miners GDX is going to head this way and test this trend line. And then we're going to be back watching gold and saying, okay, is this trend line going to hold, and watch for that. So there's a lot of things going on right now. There's been, what I really thought was almost a lock that we were heading north here in this zigzag pattern has seemed to have stalled out, and now we'll watch to see if the trend's going to hold. Let me get back to the daily here. And so here's the picture. What I really need to see is the closes to get back above that 10-day moving average, which is the dark blue line, the blue exponential 10-day exponential moving average. And we started to do it, and then we broke back down this week. So that was very disappointing. Okay, that's the picture on gold and the gold miners. And We'll see how it plays out this week and over the next couple of weeks. All right, if you felt like the video was helpful, hit the thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. If you're not watching it on my website, head on over to joehenches.net and check out the other things I've got for you over there, the other posts and the membership I've got. My insider members get this kind of detail on a regular basis. We look at gold every day. All right, everyone, have a great have a great week, great Monday and a great week. We'll talk to you on the next video.